Lord. Ooh-wee. Hey, what's up, y'all? I was checking. I was looking at my wife, man. Huh? Now you can leave it on. Let me see something. Ooh, Lord, look at them 18. Oh yeah. Back to topic at hand. Let me put that in my hand. Anyway, hey, horn videos. Oh man, I messed that up. I'm thinking about that 18. Hey, this is my horn enclosure. Yes, Lord. The benefits of a horn enclosure: wide bandwidth, relatively flat. It does have a peak around tuning, but not as peaky as a ported box. A horn enclosure plays a wider bandwidth with a given SPL louder per se than a ported enclosure. So if I say I had this 10 a ported enclosure and had it tuned to 33 hertz, I would get a bump around 33, 34, 35. It's the bump. Well, having this same thing done, same horn enclosure with the same type tuning, you don't get that peak like this. It kind of levels out, but it's still at a high amplitude than a ported enclosure. So let's say I was getting 3 to 4 dB increase at 33 hertz with a ported enclosure. Well, with a horn enclosure, you gonna get maybe 4 or 5, but everything else, 8 hertz and 8 hertz down and 10 hertz up, is gonna be at that 3 where the ported enclosure was. So it's not necessarily twice as loud, but it's a noticeable difference. It is a noticeable difference. You're gonna get at least a 2 dB increase with a horn enclosure over a ported enclosure across a wider bandwidth. Maybe y'all can hear this. Let me give you an example. You see how big it is. This enclosure is 36 inches. Yeah, 36 inches wide, 12 inches high, 20 inches back for a single 10. But I want y'all to hear something. So what I'm going to do now, because I had it worked up to actually put it in, because we're going to put it in and listen to it. We're going to put it in the enclosure, we're going to actually listen to it. But I want you to hear something rather quickly with the horn enclosure. Now, I'm sure y'all hearing my voice being amplified, because a horn enclosure, what you're actually doing is an acoustical amplifier. Acoustical amplifier meaning that you have electrical amplifiers that take AC in and increase it using DC as its switching. That's what a car amplifier does. It takes AC in and amplifies it to AC out, but it's using DC to do that. Well, acoustical amplifier is using materials and alignments and baffles to take the acoustical energy generated from the back of this cone and amplifying it. So it's totally different from what you're getting in a ported enclosure. A ported enclosure is resonating. It's a Helmholtz resonator. Look that word up. Helmholtz resonator. What's happening at the port is not shooting out air. It's not shooting out air. Now I need to make a video on that too, so people can stop thinking, well, I got a curved ported enclosure, it does this, that, and another. No, brother. The port does not, it's called a port, but it's not really a port because it's not shooting out air. The air inside the port is resonating in time with the cone. Well, with a horn enclosure, the air is being projected. It's activating more molecules, which you translate into bass with your ear. It disperses bass, amplifies it, disperses it. That's why this throat, this exit, must be commensurate with the cone area or greater than the cone area of the sub. And what it does, it enables because it's an acoustical amplifier, it enables the subwoofer to affect a larger area than it would if it was in a ported enclosure. Horn, hence the name horn enclosure. It's like cupping your hand over your mouth. You can project your sound a lot further than what's happening with just you talking normally, which is just talking normally like a ported enclosure. This is a horn enclosure. So I'm gonna show you something. Using the VAS, because you need the VAS. You do need the VAS to calculate a horn enclosure. We're going to watch this. Now, I want you to put some headphones on, and I want you to listen to this. I'm gonna get close because the mic's here, not over there, buddy. I want you to hear what happens when I take, take my finger. What you're going to hear is how much air is being affected just by me touching the cone. And the acoustical amplifier, just the energy of my hand hitting the cone, is going to make bass here. It make even more bass with the motor being involved. Electrical amplification, acoustical amplification. Check it out. Do y'all hear that? I know y'all hear that. You gotta put your microphone on. You gotta put your headphones on. It's almost like I'm playing the drum. And the reason why you can hear it a lot more than say if I need to do this with a ported enclosure one day, is you hear the same thing with a ported enclosure. You do hear that little, you should, if it's tuned correctly, you should hear a little as the air is affected by the port. But you're gonna hear it a lot more with a horn, because it's acoustically amplifying. The box itself, without power, is amplifying the sound. It's amplifying the sound of my finger hitting the cone. You hear that? It's amplifying the sound of my finger hitting the cone, no matter how hard, how softly I hit it. No power. Imagine what's going to happen when the amplifier amplifies the electrical signal to the sub. Way more input, way more output. Will it have more output than say 2? No. But it'd be very, very close. 2 10s in a ported against 1 10 in a horn. It'd be very, very close. You might need a meter to distinguish the two. You might. But it'd be so close that you will be amazed to say, man, that's just a single 10 though in a horn. And then we're using a 10 with a lot of cone area. We're using, and believe it or not, well, of course y'all believe it, I'm telling y'all, the KICKER QCLASS, they're tailored. They didn't do it on purpose, but these subwoofers do very, very well. Very, very well in horn enclosures. And I'm gonna let y'all see that next video. Low power, extremely loud. Peace, get at me, man. Y'all know what I do, man. Just bringing y'all the real, man. Facts, not fiction. Horn enclosure, baby. Peace.